8, 7, RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2,
This looks like some
1.
B-roll stuff. It really
Booster
does.
ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Good roll pitch.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of
SpaceX is
Integrity
way more
Artemis
impressive.
II mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
On time, passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the alternate MECO. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the 4 main engines. Space Launch System core stage.
I just feel
Integrity,
like the takeoff
3
from
miles
SpaceX is
in
way more
altitude.
impressive.
Traveling more than 1,200 miles per
Seems
hour.
like the burn pattern from SpaceX is a lot more controlled. This reminds me of 1980s NASA. It's basically like comparing a Tesla to a 1980s Ford Pinto almost.
Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis II mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
I'm waiting for the boom. We're supposed to go supersonic.
One minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark. We see throttle down. Confirmed separation.
Everyone out with the lawn chairs.
Main engine's throttling up, guidance converged.
Oh, look at that! Elon taught them how to make their... Nope, never mind. Never mind, they're just gonna fall down.
Integrity, guidance converged, performance nominal, upper
I was
stage.
like, oh,
RCS
Elon taught
ready.
them how to make their shit land. Never mind.
Copy all, Stan.
No, Elon's like, screw you, you ain't taking my technology.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation. 3 minutes into the flight. Integrity 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange, now passing 5,000 miles per hour. Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy jettison, Team Eco 8+02.
We see the same on board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on Tidris at the Kármán line.
Outstanding, Stan, we have you the same.
3 minutes 50 seconds into the flight of Artemis II, Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen cross the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS signals acquired after last jettison now working on internal checks to verify accuracy. Flight Dynamics Officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
See, this used to be so much more impressive, and then SpaceX came along. And now it's like starting a car. Like, ooh, everyone can do that now.
Integrity, GPS processing.
Outstanding, Stan. We see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
Integrity 3, engine press.
3 engine press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry Integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer will soon report the shutdown plan to Flight Director Judd Freeling, expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles downrange.
Integrity, expect nominal shutdown.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
Six minutes 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds into the flight. Seven minutes of mission elapsed time. Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option. Milestone at the 7-minute 30-second mark. Now 84 miles in altitude, 650 miles downrange, traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
Integrity, AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
Yep, and splash down in the Pacific Ocean.
About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage.
Decommissioned satellites.
Standing by for confirmation of MECO and core stage separation.
Integrity and nominal MECO, core stage separated.
We see the same on board, Stan.
Eight minutes 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. The Space Launch System upper stage, the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, or ICPS, still attached to the Orion spacecraft. Nine minutes of mission elapsed time. Integrity crew of Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
Yeah. It looks like an anal probe. It just does.
Integrity Houston, looking ahead to PRM numbers so far per the pad.
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
Capcom Stan Loves now reminding the crew that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition is as
All right,
expected
well, we know
prior
it's
to
up. We know
booster
it's in the
ignition
air. Good alive.
space network today.
Get on live. Yeah, here. Live. Ooh. Look at that. It's almost 1,000 miles away from Earth. That just looks weird. That really just looks weird. That looks like some weird ass AI shit. Like, I don't know. It's weird looking.
This is Mission Control Houston. We're approaching 28 minutes of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. At this point, we've had a successful liftoff from the pad at 5:35 p.m. and 12 seconds p.m. Central Time, 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. We've had a good main engine cutoff, core stage separation, and a good trajectory to begin today's mission. Right now, the spacecraft has maneuvered tail to sun. We're standing by for another maneuver to maneuver into the burn attitude. This is where the RL-10 engine of the ICPS is pointed in the correct orientation for the perigee raise maneuver. We did hear confirmation that the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition has been confirmed per the pad, which means it was the predicted time prior to liftoff.
Integrity for GNC, we're taking channel 1 to
What's gonna be
unfiltered
fun
and to BFS.
is, well, not fun, but what would be
Okay, stand well.
ironic,
Go ahead.
maybe, I guess would be a better way to put it, is if somehow they, like, overshot it or did something weird and ended up landing or having to land on the moon, and then SpaceX had to go up and save them.
Capcom Stan Love.
I mean, SpaceX went up and saved the last set of astronauts, so.
They will switch the navigation source
Yup.
channel 1, standing
But
by
that
for
was
confirmation
like
that
a
switch
Russian
has occurred.
rocket that we had to go save.
Pilot Victor Glover will receive
Isn't this the
confirmation when,
Um,
and as at
launch
least watching to
from
confirm
NASA in the U.S.
that switch has
since
occurred.
like the early 2000s, like 20 years.
Again, the perigee raise maneuver that we're heading towards, not too long from now, we're actually inside 20 minutes at this time from the time of ignition of the perigee raise maneuver. We did have a successful deployment and launched of all 4 solar array wings. This is the configuration needed to commit to the perigee raise maneuver. Of course, flight controllers here in Mission Control Houston will continue to evaluate that everything is good before committing to that burn. The perigee raise maneuver does raise the perigee, the lowest point in the orbit, from 15 to 100 nautical miles. The 100 nautical mile mark is needed to continue in low Earth orbit and hit the target for the apogee raise burn. That will put them in a high Earth orbit for the remainder of the day and set them up for the right position to execute the translunar injection and head to the moon tomorrow. The burn duration of the perigee raise maneuver is 26 seconds. A relatively short burn, but it does raise the perigee and do the job to get into the correct position before firing that main engine on the ICPS. The pad had a TDRS handover. This is the tracking and data relay satellites. East to west, they are geosynchronous satellites that are positioned around the globe. And as Orion makes its way around the Earth right now, above the west coast of Africa, at an altitude of about 923 statute miles, and counting. The perigee raise maneuver is not executed at the perigee. It is rather executed on the, actually closer to the apogee. But what it does is it raises the perigee on the other end of the orbit to 100 nautical miles. The 26-second duration burn does not conflict with the time that they've reported of the tracking and data relay satellite handover from TGERS east to west. Again, geosynchronous satellites that are used not only by Integrity today, but the International Space Station as well. That time of handover is 51 minutes, 26 seconds. Plenty of margin before the perigee raise maneuver cutoff happens, and the trajectory is analyzed to see whether it was a good burn. A good burn means that the burn was performed as expected and sets the trajectory on course for that 100 nautical mile perigee target mark. Again, for those sticking with us on NASA Plus and following along on our coverage, we will continue to follow and to cover the mission until, actually, we'll continue to cover the mission 24/7. But we'll wrap up our coverage here shortly. And now that solar array wing deployment has occurred on NASA Plus and Amazon Prime. Again, we will continue coverage 24/7 at the NASA YouTube channel. For those that want to see all of the upcoming milestones, there are select times where we will be coming back to NASA Plus and other streaming platforms. You can go to nasa.gov to find the latest on when to find those activities. Given that this is an operational mission, we do want to make sure that we are maintaining transparency in the mission and providing you all the information on what's happening in space as Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen head on their mission around the moon. Inside Integrity at this time, again, the solar array wings have deployed. The Integrity is maneuvering to its burn attitude ahead of the execution of the perigee raise maneuver. Overseeing these steps is primarily done by Commander Reed Wiseman and pilot Victor Glover. Mission specialists Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen focusing on some of the system activation inside of Orion, namely the environmental and control and life support systems. The activation and checkout of some of these critical systems are very important to continuing on the mission, making sure that those systems are in a good condition and in a reliable condition to provide the necessary environmental and control needs of the crew with humans on board through the duration of the mission that extends 10 flight days. Standing by for an update to the perigee raise maneuver time of ignition. Should be read up to the crew very shortly.
Integrity Houston, updated PRM numbers when you're ready to copy.
All right, Houston, we are ready to copy.
TIG is 2 seconds earlier at 4 minutes 48 seconds. TIGO unchanged at 26 seconds.
49:48, TIGO 26.
This is Mission Control Houston. With that update, we are approaching a little more than 13 minutes from the time of ignition of the perigee raise maneuver. That time updated to be 2 seconds earlier was 49 minutes 50 seconds of mission elapsed time. We'll now move to 49 minutes 48 seconds. The duration of the burn, that's what was referred to as the TGO, will still remain at 26 seconds, relatively short duration burn. Again, just raises the perigee of the orbit today. Making sure they hit the mark on that time of ignition.
You have to kind of wonder
is
why
the
they're
primary
trying to
concern
go back
of
to the moon again.
Commander Reed Wiseman
Are
and
they just trying
pilot
to piss
Victor
off
Lover,
everyone who says it never
mission
happened, or what?
specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen inside activating those environmental control and life support systems. At this time, all 4 crew members are wearing the launch and entry suits.
Integrity Houston, for Optimus on the PCD, we have time update instructions when you're ready.
And Houston, Integrity, we copy. Hands are pretty busy at this time. I think we will call you back when we're ready for that.
All right, that one is not urgent. 2 minutes to maneuver to PRM attitude.
We are watching and concurred. 90 seconds-ish, maybe.
Pilot Victor Glover confirming that maneuver less than 2 minutes. Again, that the point of that maneuver is to point the main engine of the ICPS, the RL-10 engine,
I
in the
just know that
proper
Elon Musk is
orientation
watching
to
this going, I
execute
can do it better.
that 26-second burn. It needs to point in the correct position to achieve the goal of raising the perigee to 100 nautical miles. You heard some of the environmental control system activations over Orion to Earth. Jeremy Hansen activated the O2 sensors. They'll be measuring the cabin of Orion. During all of the activations, here on the ground in Mission Control Houston, Flight Director Judd Freeling is doing a poll with all flight controllers in the room to see if we are in a go position to go ahead and execute the perigee raise maneuver. Once concluded, Stan Love will report it back up to the crew, and we'll stand by for that.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This looks super AI-y. Wow, that was a lot of vowels.
Integrity Houston, MCC polls go
AI.
for PRM pending attitude and saws.
Kind of wish. I'd rather be from like the 90s where like
Hey,
they take off and you would see the camera from the inside.
Maneuver starting.
I miss that.
Minutes of mission elapsed time. The maneuver to the burn attitude has begun. The maneuver also is paired with reorientation of the solar array wings that have been deployed. They will have various positions throughout the duration of the flight. Of course, solar array is meant to maximize the draw of power from the sun. So when deployed, we're in a biased solar array wing configuration that was called solar normal. This allows for the greatest surface area of the solar array wings to be drawing power and powering up those batteries of Integrity, of which a cross-tie was enabled between the 4 batteries, the 4 battery buses that are inside of Orion.
You're looking at an AI butthole.
However, for the perigee raise maneuver, the solar array wings will be put into a position to take on the loads imparted by the ICPS main engine when they execute the 26-second burn. You can see in the animation here, the solar array wings are in motion, and the attitude is being reconfigured to point the engine in the correct direction, those solar array wings being pointed forward.
is obviously like a computer model that they have made, and they're running off that where it's like, here's the movement, here's this, and it's just, you might as well just give me a line like, here's Earth, here's the moon, we're here. Like, that's all I need.
You're getting a live look inside the Artemis II mission flight control room. The team you see here oversaw the ascent
That is not a
of
look
our
into anything.
four astronauts inside Integrity, launching at 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Now, again, this room will be occupied 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with flight controllers shifting on 3 shifts to oversee 24/7 operations of Artemis II while in flight. We will cover that live on the NASA YouTube channel, and we'll be covering that around the clock as we begin to wrap up our coverage here on NASA Plus. Before
There's
I do,
just
I do
one
want to
dude
send
that
it over
controls
to
the
our
boosters.
colleagues at the Kennedy Space Center. And to my colleagues, it was a pleasure to join the teams at the Kennedy Space Center and be a part of such a historic launch. Here in Houston, again, we're turning our attention to the mission. And for now, we'll say farewell and thank you to our colleagues there for today's launch coverage. We'll see you again soon for Splashdown. This is Mission Control Houston.
We don't get to see it go around the moon?
Nicole at the host desk.
Starlink. We'll lose coverage.
Thank you, Gary. And yes, it was such a pleasure to be a part of
here comes
this
the horse face again.
mission that started right here at Kennedy Space Center.
She got a weird face.
Such an
she
amazing
really does.
sight to be a part of. And now, as Reed
It's
Wiseman,
big mouth,
Victor
big
Glover,
teeth,
Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen begin their
long
journey,
face,
we here at the
flat.
Kennedy Space Center are about to wrap
Get it?
our broadcasts. We'll, of course, though, have 24/7 coverage
Not
with our
ugly, but
colleagues
it's
at
just weird.
Johnson Space Center starting as soon as we sign off, so don't worry. You can follow along our 4 astronauts every minute of their nearly 10-day journey to the moon and back. Nicole, I'll definitely be watching it, and I'm sure you will, too.
Yes, of course. You know, they just started.
To the
right?
moon!
The launch was beautiful. This was a historic day. They're on their way back to the moon for the first time in over half a century. But they've got a lot of work ahead of them, and so we're excited to see what they have to do and excited to test out the Orion spacecraft. This is a test flight after all, and we're excited to see what we can learn from this mission.
Very humbling, inspiring. It was really amazing to be a part of this, and I'm so glad that so many people joined along by either watching here in person or watching online. And of course, Nicole, thank you so much for sitting through this, answering questions, adding so much context and information that really brought a lot out of what we saw today.
She was the one they didn't send up because she's a woman and they needed men.
This was great.
Oh, you're great.
So this was a wonderful day.
Well, again, thank you so much, and thank you to you for
They
watching
trained
at
like
home.
6
You
people,
know, tonight
and
we
she
didn't
was like
just launch a rocket.
fill-in
we
in
launched
case
the
someone
next
got sick.
chapter of human exploration. Our Artemis II crew now on their way back to the moon, and we're
God
taking
damn
you
it, I
with
have
us.
to
So
sit
thank you
here on
again
the
for
microphone.
watching, and go Artemis II.
Well, I'm just saying.
All 4 astronauts, and it
she got
appears all
waitlisted
of
for the
them are
moon.
undergoing their suit leak checks. Yes, a pre-flight tradition that we have seen with our crewed flights, the card game. The astronauts who have just left crew suit up and are now walking down a hallway. And here they are, NASA's Artemis II crew, taking their first steps outside for their historic test flight. And the 4 of them step into their astrovan. And off they go. Oh, this must feel so special to the crew
Not
to
really.
see all of these people here watching the crew walk across the crew access arm, getting a beautiful view.
See, I would have a problem with
Everybody
that
configured
high
with
up.
their suits, so in we go. The closeout crew has closed the launch abort system hatch.
Whoa, hold on. We gotta go look at that. I wish I could press the rewind button. How do I just rewind it real quick? Sweet, there we go.
Suits, so in we go.
Gotta point something out. See how they're closing that door? Do you remember when Katey Perry went to space? Do you remember the all-female team and the door opened inwards? Yeah. It looks like they don't do that, do they? Yeah. Now you see where one was staged and one wasn't. Because in a pressurized system, you wouldn't want a door that opens inwards. You'd want a door that opens outwards. And you can even see it takes 1, 2, 3 people to shut this fucking door that's pressurized. Well, it's not pressurized at the moment. They have to shut it and get it pressurized, but it's a heavy fucking door. So, yeah, we all know Jeff Bezos, fuck bullshit.
The closeout crew has closed the launch abort system hatch.
Just want to point that one out.
3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
You know what's gonna come out
Look at this.
out of her
Look, it opens inward. It opened inward. Oh. Yeah. Why don't we go back to the Artemis? Because the Artemis just showed that fucking wrong. Why is this going inward? Go back over here.
A beautiful view. Everybody configured with their suits, so in we go.
There you go. See how this door opens outward? That really, I have to do it like that. Oh.
At the close.
That sucks. This way. That one open inward. That one open outward. Right there. That's outward, right? See if I can make this smaller. I want to put a comparison in the same window. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So explain to me why this one is opening outward and this one's opening inward. Because that doesn't work out. I highly doubt that they went to space. In fact, have you ever been on an airplane? Those doors open outward too because of pressurized cabins. Yeah. But I mean, my grandfather was just a pilot. My dad was also in the Air Force in Vietnam. So what would I know?
That crew has closed the
Line right just west of the Philippines and the west coast of Australia, where we'll start to get some sunlight again.
Dude, look at how far it's already traveled.
Now
See,
we're
that
just
pisses me
seconds
off. Like,
away
it's
from
been
the time of ignition.
An hour maybe.
We have ignition.
Yeah, it's been an hour. It's been an hour and it's gone that far, yet we have to
You
go
can
and
see the
sit on
parachute
an
raise maneuver
airplane for
from
12
the main
hours to
engine
go
of
that
the
far.
ICPS firing from the solar array wing. Standing by for confirmation of cutoff.
Sorry, I'm just complaining about actual travel. I hate flying, so.
Integrity, good. PRM and
Katey Perry
1
didn't go to the
minute
moon,
to
but
stand
Katey
over.
Perry went to space. Remember that all-female flight crew where it was
Copy that. We see the table on board, and
Oprah's
the sun is rising on
girlfriend and
Integrity.
Katey Perry and 2 other bitches.
Outstanding.
Gail, whatever. Gail, spread your legs to Oprah,
And with
vagina
that
person. Yeah.
first burn of the interim cryogenic propulsion system has been completed and put the crew on the right trajectory to get them to the moon.
You don't remember that?
There are
Like last year,
Toilet
2 years
setup,
ago.
step 2.5.
Go ahead.
Yes, there was not an installed Oxon inlet filter, even with empty Oxone in the hose when I opened
April
up
14th,
the filter.
2025. It was a year ago. What's even funnier is it was the day before taxes were due. I wonder if it didn't work out, was Jeff going to use that as a write-off? And I know it's last year's taxes, but it sounded funny to me. You know what? I noticed one thing. There's literally just one black woman right there. That's it. And one black dude. Aside from that, it's just white people. NASA said, screw DEI.
This is
No,
Mission
it
Control
was
Houston.
real.
Again, we had a
It was
good
not a music
perigee
video.
raise maneuver that sets us on course to execute the next major burn, the
Katey Perry
apogee
went to
raise
space
burn.
April 14, 2025 as
The
part of a
perigee raise
historic
maneuver
all-female
just
crew
adjusts the orbit,
mission launched by Blue
while we are
Origin.
in low Earth orbit.
It was
But
Jeff
the apogee
Bezos.
raise burn is quite a significant burn, just shy of 18 minutes long.
You don't remember these 6 bitches who went to who went to space? I mean, seriously. You got fucking Gail King right there. Gail Scissor Me Timbers King. You got Katey Perry. I don't know who these 4 bitches are, but basically it was 6 bitches. You had a tin can full of menopause circle the Earth, okay? Dude, Julian, you're killing me. Obviously, it was fake based on how that door opened. But I'm saying that they supposedly went to the moon. Probably. And that's why Jeff was like, no, I'm supposed to go up with a special tool and pretend to open it. Because I remember, like, there was a whole thing about it. Like, they partially opened it, and they're like, oh, my bad. And then they shut it. And then Jeff went up with this fake tool and pretended to unlock it. You don't remember that? That was the funniest shit ever.
Integrity Houston on Tidris West. White Sands is receiving data. Houston is not. We're still troubleshooting.
Again, it was Jeff Bezos. We're not talking about Elon Musk. We're talking about Amazon. They circled the Earth to drop off packages.
That was Capcom Stan Love, part of the Ascent team here in Mission Control Houston. We changed over to point to one of the tracking and data relay satellites at the expected time.
We switched over to Starlink because our shit sucks.
That time was updated to 51 minutes, 26 seconds of mission elapsed time, going from Tidris East to Tidris West. Upon switching to Tidris West, Mission Control Houston, not seeing some of the data coming from Orion, coming from Integrity. So we're standing by to regain the ability and troubleshoot some of the
These motherfuckers got 4 screens apiece.
Why we are having some intermittent gaps in our data
Christ, this guy got
and communications
6.
with the crew.
And 2 people monitoring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you got like a laptop here. Jesus. Gamers ain't got nothing on NASA. I just really want to see like one dude have like Twitch up. Like be streaming. Yo, fam, we just launched. What up? We're going to the moon. On God.
Integrity Houston in the blind. We see good solar normal
Okay, Julian,
maneuver.
you're a show off. We get it. You got
TIG is expected
8
to be
inches, 8 screens.
45 seconds earlier than the pad. That's 1 hour, 46 minutes,
I got 2
0
screens.
9 seconds.
Special.
No update to TIGO yet.
I got 2 32-inch screens
That was
because I can't fit
Stan
anymore.
Love here in Mission Control Houston. He
But I'm a woman. I like taking them 2 at a time.
That refers to as part of the data that we are not getting from the Tidris West satellite. Noting that we understand that we may not be receiving communications from the crew, though they may be able to hear us. So Stan Love reporting what status is known on our end. We do know that from the data we are receiving,
copyright. Damn it.
that the upper stage and
I'll just
Integrity
be like,
have
ground
maneuvered
control
to
to
solar
Major
normal,
Tom.
meaning that the orientation, the attitude of the spacecraft is such that the solar arrays can draw the maximum amount of power.
Control there. They got ground controls right there. So that's ground control right here. I have no idea what FAO is. Yeah, kind of.
Integrity Houston in the blind for Christina. Just before the TDRS handover, we heard your report about the lack of an oxone inlet filter. We copy that there is not one installed as expected, but please put in a new one.
Team here you see in this row at the Capcom console is NASA astronaut Stan Love. The voice that you're hearing from the teams here in Mission Control Houston up to the crew of Integrity. A Capcom voice that you'll hear throughout the mission as well. Next to
go shock your dog piece of shit.
Dr. Love, to his right is Jackie Mahaffey, the Chief Training
Asmund
Officer
Gold,
for the Artemis II crew,
he probably sleeps in
and
that damn chair
a
with
voice
feet
that
on
you'll
it.
hear from here in Mission Control Houston. Flight Director Judd Freeling is to Stan Love's left. The ascent flight director and leading the teams through the ascent that happened today. And to the left of Judd Freeling is Flight Director Rick Henfling, part of the entry teams here on console to oversee the ascent portion. He'll be returning to console on flight day 9 to prepare for the splashdown on a nominal timeline for
I guarantee any of the people who in here who like anime, like
rebooting some
up at
ground
NASA,
equipment to try to recover the
100%
link.
these motherfuckers watch Dr.
Expect 10 minutes.
100%. You got candy. You got toys. It's just like, it's adulting. Dude, I really want to see someone like hitting a vape.
This is Mission Control Houston.
I just want to see someone's vape just sitting there.
Again, the teams here are troubleshooting.
Is that a Roku TV remote?
Lack of a forward link.
What is that?
An ability to communicate with the crew aboard Orion. Teams are troubleshooting and planning to reset some ground equipment as the forward link was dropped at the time that we switched from TDRS East to TDRS West.
I'm gonna go.
That happened, that handover
check
period started
at
like
what they're gonna
mission
do is
elapsed time
probably
of
circle the Earth
51
once,
minutes,
kind
26
of use a
seconds.
slingshot off that, go towards the moon, circle the moon once, use this.
Capcom Stan Love
you end up
reporting
using a
some
lot less on your
updates,
thrusters
what is called
by
in
doing
the
so.
blind,
But
meaning
yeah,
that
like that's
though
what
we
do because they were already kind of
Integrity Houston in the blind, expecting an imminent automated swap to string 2 on board. Also, reminder, we are still receiving good ICPS data.
Yeah, they're. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.